Welcome to the Rise Above Project. I'm your host, Joe Perroni. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, champion bodybuilder, and I've been a personal trainer for about 30 years. This podcast is about helping people with their emotional, spiritual, and physical fitness. I value strength, toughness, and truth. I despise complacency, the victim mentality, and following the herd. If you find my work to be valuable, please subscribe to my channel and tell a friend. Today, I'm going to talk about developing authentic self-esteem. I want to start off by referencing an important study that shines a light on how praise should be used to help develop self-esteem. The wrong type of praise can create narcissism and entitlement, while correct praise can foster self-esteem and creativity. Carol Dweck is a professor of psychology at Stanford University. She studies why people succeed or fail and what is in our control to foster success. Her biggest contribution to psychology is the effects of a growth mindset compared to a fixed mindset. Her praise and mindset study utilized 400 fifth grade students. All of the students were given an easy IQ test. Group A was praised for their intelligence. An example of this would be, you must be really smart at this, and you are a natural. Group B was praised for their effort. An example of that would be, you must have worked very hard, and you did an excellent job of applying yourself. The next test was offered to all of the students, but with two options. Option number one was a harder test, but it would give the students a chance to learn and to grow. Option number two was a test that was similar to the first, and the students were told that they were definitely going to do well. 67% of the intelligence group chose the easier test, and 92% of the effort group chose the more difficult test. The next test was an extremely difficult test where no one was expected to pass. The intelligence group became frustrated, angry, and gave up prematurely. The effort group worked harder, longer, and enjoyed the process of learning. The last and most important test was as easy as the first and was given to all the students. The intelligence group test scores went down 20%, while the effort group test scores went up 30%. The intelligence group were praised for their natural intelligence and achievement, which is indicative of a fixed mindset. The students had a desire to look smart in order to receive approval. This gives them a tendency to avoid challenges and give up easily because they feel their worth is contingent upon their achievement. They see effort as a waste of time because they feel you either have it or you don't. And they ignore feedback because they get offended and or insulted and feel threatened by the success of others. All of these symptoms are flying fluorescent red flags that indicate the individual has low self-esteem, learned helplessness, and a victim mentality. As a result, they may plateau early in life and not reach their full potential. In my personal and professional opinion, these people have a flimsy constitution made from tinfoil, and they blanket themselves from the world with pseudo-self-esteem. The effort group were praised for their effort and determination level, which leads to a desire to learn. This is indicative of a growth mindset where there is a tendency to embrace challenges, fight back against setbacks, see effort as the path to mastery, seek and learn from criticism, and derive inspiration from the success of others. In my personal and professional opinion, these people have a constitution made from steel, and their mindset suggests authentic self-esteem. Instilling or accepting a growth mindset will create a path toward authentic self-esteem. Effort-based praise must always supersede praise based on achievements. Achievements are not always in our control. The key to effort-based praise is to be sincere, be specific, avoid inflated praise, be realistic, don't compare to others, and my favorite, Remember that brains are like muscles. Strength is accrued through persistent resistance over time. People need to be commended for hard work, commitment, and for having the courage to attempt anything where the future is in doubt. The courage to fail and try again needs to be reinforced. This is how resilience and grit are developed, which becomes another pathway to authentic self-esteem. Complimenting a child only when he or she is successful may unwittingly cause the child to believe that the love and approval they seek is contingent upon winning. This teaches the child that love is conditional. Complimenting a child for completing routine tasks and giving unearned praise may lead to narcissism, egotistical behaviors, and entitlement. It will also teach children not to trust you. Empirical evidence suggests that children under 7 years old accept praise at face value. Children 7 to 12 years old become increasingly suspicious, and after 12, they recognize and look for lying and hidden agendas. Balance and honesty is a must for all age groups. For example, let's say I trained a competitor for their very first bodybuilding show and they did not place. These are things that I would not say to them. Repeat, I would not say to them. Number 1, I thought you should have won. Number 2, you were robbed. The judges were blind. Number 3, bodybuilding, it's not that important. There's more important things in life to worry about. I would say something like this. You worked hard, and I've definitely seen a lot of improvement. But there are people here who exploited your weaknesses because they've been training longer than you. Now, if this is something that you really want to do, then you're going to have to double down and really work for it. Now, some may consider this heartless, but actually it's truthful, puts responsibility on the athlete, and gives them a positive path to begin again. As a competitive bodybuilder, I must be very aware of living up to my own standards and judging myself on my dedication and effort level rather than achieving victories. It is possible to look my best and lose, but it's also possible not to be at my best and still win. Having a growth mindset would mean that if I did everything within my power to be at my best and I lost, I would still feel accomplished. That's due to the fact that I have absolutely no control over the judges or who my competitors are. No parent or individual can give a child self-esteem. However, it is possible to create an environment where self-esteem can be nurtured. This is absolutely essential during the trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, and initiative versus guilt stages, which are from birth to 6 years old. I discussed this in detail in episode 6, The Root Causes of Low Self-Esteem. A parent's job is to give children roots to grow and wings to fly. A secure attachment arms the child with the self-confidence to explore, learn, and to eventually leave the home. It takes a village to raise a child. No matter how much they are sheltered, they will experience social settings and have to contend with societal and cultural norms. They will need to wear the armor of authentic self-esteem to be themselves in an unconscious world that tells them who they need to be. A child needs a supportive, healthy structure to build a happy, meaningful adult life. In order to do this, a parent must treat their children with love, respect, and value them as human beings. When a child is loved, valued, and accepted, they can internalize these messages, and it creates solid footing to take the road less traveled toward self-actualization and authentic self-esteem. They will also have high expectations and standards for others to live up to. Because of familial love and respect, they will be less likely to indulge in self-defeating behaviors and will feel they deserve to be treated well by others. Therefore, they will not tolerate abuse, boundary crossings, or disrespect in romantic relationships or in the workplace. In addition, it is unlikely that they would become a codependent, a people pleaser, a perfectionist, or seek paternal or maternal love from romantic partners. Setting standards, boundaries, and parameters contributes to and is a manifestation of authentic self-esteem. It is not enough for parents to love and be proud of their children. They must tell them with words. It's confusing for them when these feelings are not expressed through words. Every child wants to hear that they are loved and a source of pride for their parents. Even before a child can understand words, they can understand physical closeness. A child needs affection in order to fully develop and mature. Affection deepens the relationship at a biochemical level, and as the child matures into an adult, they will easily be able to provide and respond to physical comfort. Encourage the child's curiosity, uniqueness, and the need to explore. Their questions must be listened to with respect and care. Listening is medicine. If possible, try to ask them another question to expand their awareness. It's better to teach them how to think rather than what to think. Don't overprotect a child, or else they may have difficulty developing trust, creativity, and self-esteem. It will also rob them of the vital tools needed to gain mastery over their environment. Let them struggle during any learning process. Good intentions aside, it is better to let a child wrestle with problems than have a parent short-circuit the learning process by offering the solution too quickly. The parent who is interested in nurturing their child's self-esteem will prepare the child for a difficult road instead of preparing an easy road for the child. Never wish life was easier. Always do what is necessary to grow stronger. It would be irresponsible to have a discussion about developing authentic self-esteem without mentioning Nathaniel Branden's 6 pillars of self-esteem. The 6 pillars of self-esteem are internal practices that require ongoing commitment if one is to improve self-worth. The practice of living consciously is the first pillar and challenges the individual to face facts, no matter how difficult. Pay attention to your needs and goals and refusing to distance yourself from reality. If you are not following some type of healthy nutritional program, or you indulge in some type of addiction to numb pain, you are not living consciously. The practice of self-acceptance is the second pillar and challenges the individual to learn from mistakes and to accept the best and worst parts of themselves. If you have feelings of shame and/or you don't feel worthy enough, you are not practicing self-acceptance. The practice of self-responsibility is the third pillar and challenges the individual to take full responsibility of their actions and decisions. The ability to take credit as well as blame, no matter what the result is. If you think someone or some God is coming to save you, then you are not practicing self-responsibility. The practice of self-assertiveness is the fourth pillar and challenges the individual to appropriately express true thoughts and feelings and to not allow your rights to be violated. If you feel like a chameleon or you are spending too much time trying to manage others' emotions at the expense of your own, you are not practicing self-assertiveness. The practice of living purposefully is the fifth pillar and challenges the individual to set goals and attempt to achieve them. If you don't have structure in your life with daily goals or have no idea where you want to be in 5 years, then you are not living purposefully. The practice of personal integrity is the sixth pillar and challenges the individual to align behavior with beliefs. If you don't practice what you preach, or you can justify hypocrisy, then you are not living with personal integrity. I hope I have offered enough information to help you develop authentic self-esteem and/or nurture the self-esteem in others. If these suggestions or ideas don't work for you, then a deeper examination of the soul must be done. There may be faulty core beliefs or underlying shame from early childhood trauma that needs to be processed. This needs to be done before implementing the strategies that I've outlined here. The inner work is difficult, yet beneficial and necessary. I will offer ideas on this in future shows. But let me leave you with these final thoughts. The road to self-esteem resides at the core of every individual. Although most people agree that sharing our life with others is what life really makes it worthwhile, it is the approval of ourselves that make a worthwhile life possible. There are people who are adored by millions and yet feel empty inside and can't stand to look at a mirror. The biggest barrier to romantic relationships is the feeling that we are unlovable. If we can only look at ourselves in the shade, we will only attract shady people. I invite you to put some of the principles I have shared with you today into practice to develop authentic self-esteem. When you can fully love and accept yourself, you will be able to fully accept love from others. I am Joseph Perroni from the Rise Above Project. Please subscribe and tell a friend. Thank you.